shut down on that map. I'm excited for this. This is looking good so far.
Yeah, and Split will be left until the last one, too. So we got Breeze, Ascent, Fracture, Icebox, Split. You know, looking at the bans, though, Riv, it feels like Gambit being able to take away the Bind and Haven for them is great. It's a great start.
It has to feel good because we've seen how aggressive they are on the other maps, where they actually position and prioritize what Chronicle would be doing if Defo can just get that operator as well. Shados has been stepping up. So the way that the maps work out for them means that they can play their own game and they don't have to be reserved and almost play to the level of Ascent on Bind or Haven.
I'm going to say this, guys. If they banned Haven instead of Fracture, Ascent has not played Fracture all tournament. What does that say about their Fracture? They must feel very comfortable with it to float that in this best of 5.
Yeah, you say that, but they were talking about the counter strategies. I'm wondering whether or not they're not playing their own game anymore. They saw what happened with Liquid. They saw how successful it was to counter their opponent. Do they just, because they've already seen it, just go, we know exactly what you do. Here's the agents that will combat that. Here's what we do, and good night, we shut you down before you begin.
Well, let's see what they can do. A little bit later, the maps are in, but before we welcome the players to the stage, let's take one last look at the journey that brought them to the Champions Grand Finals.
To be honest, after that game, I'm emotional right now.
No one believed in us. We proved ourselves.
I have to forget about what just happened. I have to think only about the opponents.
Just gonna show them who is Ascent.
Grand finals. I don't know if I can put it in words. You just have like constant adrenaline just pumping. Mentally, I am totally ready to win champions, but the job's not yet finished.
They're the strongest opponents right now. On this match, we can show our max potential.
It's gonna be hard match for them, not like in semi-final. Just understand that history is still writing.
We will come as the first champions.
We'll see what will happen.
To take him down, but in fact on both sides of the wall, Liquid Guy is holding up high. He's got Zeke. Oh, this guy is absolutely unbelievable here for Ascend.
The shot out of Defo. Defo keeps on fragging as they come around the corner. What is that? And he's gonna get all 5.
Wow, an entire year worth of blood, sweat, and tears has led to this moment, guys. One of these teams will be making history today by lifting the trophy as the first ever winners of Valorant champions. They're going to go down in history books, guys. Nobody's ever going to forget whichever team wins today.
God, that trophy is so epic. I can't wait to see
Don't take it away.
Yeah, don't take
Bring it back.
Oh man, what an epic intro.
I saw them pull it out of the case. It was like buffed with all of this like bubble wrap and soft kind of stuff, and he pulls it out. And as he pulls it out like a baby, he caressed it. And I was like, how heavy is it? And he goes, it is heavy as heck. So whoever picks it up at the end, they got to be ready to be able to hoist that heavy thing.
I also want to say that I don't think I've ever seen a grand finals of any esports tournament where the two IGLs come out hugging arm in arm like they're best friends walking down the park or something. But it goes to show, you know, how much camaraderie and respect they have for each other.
I can't imagine that they are coming in underestimating each other at all.
No.
What they've seen throughout each other's play, what this means to them, a year's long worth of work going into these games, they're leaving nothing to chance.
Friends out of the server, Insu.
Yes.
Absolute enemies in the server.
I don't think they'll leave anything at the front door, that's for sure. They want this. Both of them want this. And I think they gave the warning that what they went through in the semifinals is not what they should expect in the grand finals.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to see any dance routines on the side of Stark, so as well to see what he's going to bring out today. A lot of sheeshes we're hearing behind us. But let's talk about the first map because we are heading into the Prime Gaming Agent Select. It's unlikely, Sean, that either teams are going to switch things up after the success they've had here.
No, yeah, I don't think we're going to see any surprises here in the finals unless we get it from Ascent. Gambit, like I said earlier, they didn't have much time to change things. So yeah, we're seeing the Tribe.
Oh, okay. We are seeing something different. Chronicle is back on the Killjoy. He was playing the Sky for the last two breezes here, and now he has said already publicly he prefers to play Killjoy here.
That's very interesting because he's had so much success in this initiator role, the top performer on the team and the only player on Gambit in the top 10 in ACS.
You know what this does really well? One, Ascend, I've already, you know, praised them for having really good analysts and counter strategies. One, that throws a wrench in it. Number two, Chronicle is in the zone. This sets a precedent for a map that we won't expect because Ascend will have prepped for something completely different here.
Being able to bring out something new here, I think it trends for Ascend to be like, yeah, we're not going to focus on what our team's playing because that's what can happen, right? You don't want to be thrown for a loop if you're expecting a Cypher or something to be in that position all the time. So I love the fact that Gambit can pull that out, and maybe it will throw Ascend for a loop.
And meanwhile, on Ascend, the tried and true, right? Zeke locking in that KO, and I mentioned he was banging all tournament with KO. Going into the semis, guys, he was the #1 player in assists. That means his KO was through the roof. He was suppressing everyone. His timings with the 0 point have been so good. The pre-0 points over elbow on
And it's
Breeze.
something they've brought in since Masters 3.
Yeah. This is a new look.
Yeah, I wonder if this is done specifically to counter that KO. Who knows? But before we jump into game, I need to know the final prediction from you guys. Who are you backing to win this series? Jess has the curse right now, so I'll start with you.
Oh no. And the reason I've gone with this prediction is because I love both of these teams. I love all the players, but I really think the support staff is behind Ascend right now, all the counter strategies. As an ex